Okay, let's get back to this. And today we're going to talk about get that sheet out that has uh, the diagrams of the three necks on it: G, C, and F. And we're going to look at this uh, kind of in depth for a few minutes. Um, I think this is going to be uh, the video that'll help pull and tie everything else together. You're really going to start to see how these patterns here are all connected and how, in a way, they're all the same. Okay? So let's look at the minor pentatonic shape, or the pentatonic shape 1, okay, that we were using for A minor down here. Let's move it up here to the open position, and it's going to be E minor, right? So again, we're calling out the frets. You know, if the index finger is on the open string, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's still going to be a open or a 1, 4, followed by 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 4. The 1 just happens to be the open string in this case, okay? So you should have that down by now. Let's look at this from the E minor. So if we go 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, that's the E minor pentatonic, right? Because we're starting on the index, so that's minor, right? If we start here on the pinky, that's major. So starting here, that's G major, E minor, G major, E minor, G major, right? G major, open is the E minor. See, it's the same patterns, that same pentatonic shape. So we have the two scales here. You have a minor pentatonic, which is E minor, and then you have the major pentatonic, which is G major. Okay, so the shape is 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 4. That's the pentatonic shape. Okay. If we look, when we make an E minor chord, okay, when we place our fingers on the second fret of the A and D strings, and we strum the open E and the open G, we're creating an E minor triad. When you're playing that E minor chord, you want to get to a point where you're not just seeing the chord here, okay, but the whole pentatonic shape around that chord. Because whether you are seeing it now or not, it's there. So E minor, those are the notes. You know, I'm just hitting the tones in that E minor scale. You know, open 3, open 2. Those are the frets I'm hitting. That E minor chord is built into that first position pentatonic shape. Okay. The major chord that's built here is the G chord, the G major chord, that everyone's familiar with, right? You know, third fret, sixth string, second fret, fifth string, and then either the third frets of the B and E string or just the E string. Either way, okay? I tend to play it with my ring finger covering the B and E strings when I play a G chord. But that's just me, okay? So, and what I'm doing effectively is when I put my finger on the third fret of the second string, that's a D, okay? The G chord has an open D here, right? That you're strumming. So by me adding a second D, an octave higher, all I'm doing is just giving it a little thicker, a little richer sound, okay? Because it's the same note and it belongs to the chord. So I'm not hurting anything by adding that. Sometimes it sounds like a more full chord, a fuller sounding chord when I do that, as opposed to just doing it with just the high E string. Slight difference, okay? But either way, this chord shape here, okay, this G chord is pentatonic shape 1. But we're going to start here on the 3rd fret. Again, if we're counting fingers, it'd be 4th finger, 1st finger of the 5th string, 3rd finger of the 5th string. So it would be finger, 4th finger, and then 1, 3, 1, 3. That's the scale. It's sitting right on top of your chord, or your chord is actually sitting right on top of that scale. It may be a little better way of visualizing this. Okay, the notes in that G chord is G, B, and then D. Okay, and it's right in order. It is the first, the tonic, the 3rd degree, which is B, and D. Okay, it is root 3, 5. That's how we make a triad, a 3-note chord. Okay, the most basic chord, 3 notes, triads. The spelling for that G chord is G, B, and D. We're playing that when we do this. Okay, when we make this chord, we don't have to use the top 3 strings, 1, 2, and 3. We can play the G chord with just the strings 4, 5, and 6, because that's all we need. That is the G chord. Okay, and that pentatonic shape 1 is right there. It is taken from that pentatonic shape. If you look at that diagram I drew out, you'll see how the chord sits perfectly within that pentatonic shape, just as the E minor chord sits perfectly there, because it's coming from the same scale. Okay, E minor is the relative minor to G major. Okay, and we haven't talked about relative majors and minors, but just know that E minor and G major go together, and there's a reason for it. Okay, they share the same notes. Okay, just like A minor and C majors share the same notes, so they're relative to each other. Okay, so G, B, D. It's a G chord. Every G chord that you make on the neck is going to have G, B, and D. May not be in that order when you strum it, if you were to strum those notes, but those notes is what's going to make up that chord. Okay, so let's take, and we're going to shift that pattern down to the 5th string, to this A string. Okay, this is where the secret to, or the key to these pentatonic shapes really come in handy. I'm going to take that same pentatonic shape, and instead of starting on the 6th string, I'm going to start it on the 5th string. Okay? So it's going to be open 3rd fret, open 2nd fret, open 2nd fret, open 2nd fret, 1st fret, 3rd fret, open string, 3rd fret. Okay? Again, it is going to be those two, what I say was 1, 4, 1, 4. The first 1, 4 starting on the E string, but we're not playing that. We're not focusing there, right? So 1, 4, and then the second 1, 4 has the root, A in this case, 1, 4, followed by 3, 1, 3s. And on that third 1, 3, we're winding up on the B string. So what are we going to do? Shift up a half a step, shift up 1 fret, and then back to 1/4, or open 3rd fret. Okay. Same pattern. We're just shifting it. We're just sliding it down 1, and when it hits the first string, we just take that and just wrap it around and plug it into the 6th string. That's it. Same pattern. Okay. So if we take that G chord, G, B, D, and we start it now on the 5th string, on the A string, same position, right? At the 3rd and 2nd frets, 3rd fret of A, 2nd fret of D, then open G. Well, you've got a C chord, C major chord now. G major, shift over. Now we get C major. Same chord shape. Okay? Same exact chord shape. Now I know when you add your index finger over here to the 1st fret of the B string, you're hitting a C. So a lot of times you learn your open C position like this. Okay? But if that B string wasn't tuned the way it was, it would be open, which means it would be identical to the G chord. The only time we're putting a finger here is because we're compensating for that B string being tuned differently. Okay? We're on the A string, right? Minor, major, minor, major. A minor sits right here. So when we play the A minor chord like this on the middle 4 strings, it's surrounded by this pentatonic shape. Now it would be pentatonic shape 4 at this point, right? Because that's how, if you were to link them together, the 4th pentatonic shape has the root on the 5th string. So, or you can think of it as the 1st pentatonic shape, but we're just shifting it down one set of strings. Okay. When I say that the open C chord is almost identical to the open G chord, it really is. But we got to start focusing on the shifting the B string, okay? Because the open A minor chord is the same as the open E minor chord from the 6th string. It's almost, it is the same shape, but we had to shift that B string up a half step, which is why we have a finger over here on the B string. Okay, it's not, we don't play it as the same, but you can think of it as the same, right? E minor, A minor. We're compensating for that B string again. Okay, which is why we're adding that another finger here. G major, C major, E minor on the 6th string, A minor starting on the 5th string. Okay. What's next? Let's move over to the 4th string. What's sitting there? Well, if we take the same shape, that same G shape, right? We're creating an F chord, F major. Again, the B string is in the way again, screwing things up. So instead of that third tone being open, we got to add it, just like we did with the A minor. But it would be the same shape if you look, and because we're compensating for that B string, it is shifting. There's F. Now, yes, can you hit the first string of the first string, first fret? Absolutely, that's F. Okay, and what you would be doing is you'd be adding an octave, the F, to the to this F. Okay, and you can play an F chord like that, but I'm just trying to show you the three notes, the triad. Okay, so it's F, F, A, C. That's your F major, right? What do we have? That's starting here, right? F major on the index, on the pinky. What's starting here? Well, D minor. Okay, D minor is sitting there in that pentatonic shape. Let's count off that pentatonic shape. Pentatonic shape 1. We're starting it from the 4th fret this time, right? 1. I'm going to play with my 3rd finger here because it's easier for me. 1, open, 3rd fret, open, 2nd fret, 1st fret, 3rd fret, open, 3rd fret. Okay? So D minor is F major. Yeah, I lost it. Oh, let me put my glasses on. Hey, oh look, now I can see the fretboard, huh? Okay, so there's the F major. You'd be surprised what you can't see if you don't have your glasses on, right? So here's F. What's nice about this and knowing this is all of these chords go together. You know, C, F, G. They're in a million pop songs. Okay, C, F, and G, and it is not just because they're comfortable here. I mean, they're there for different reasons. It's the 1, 4, and 5 of the in the key of C. Okay, so it's going to be very popular. The fact that they're all the same shape and they're all right here under your fingertips is unique to the guitar. That's it. Okay? So they're all sitting there. All the scale shapes are all there. They all look the same. And all we're shifting everything down. Now, how do we use this? Why do we use this? This is really cool because it gives you like little landing points. Okay? When you start to see your chords inside the scale shape, well, now you can do things like as you're strumming away, on A minor. I can use the notes from the scale as walk up notes, walk down notes, to create a little bit of movement within the song. Especially if you play by yourself or you don't have a backing band. You can use these tones to in between your chords. And a lot of players do that. And where do they come from? They come from the scale that the chord's coming from. So whatever, you get the idea, okay? Uh, hit those chords, the notes surrounding the chord. So E minor, you're going to come off that first pentatonic shape, okay? There's the chord. So you can hit any of these notes. It's all going to sound great, because it's all coming from the same scale. Just the E minor pentatonic scale played around and picked around the E minor chord. I can do that with G. In fact, Wish You Were Here, the beginning of the Wish You Were Here. That's exactly what they're doing, is they're just they're picking around the chord tones surrounding the chords, and the intro to that is the G to the C9, right, and then back down. So they're just playing the chord tones, all taken from the scale around it. A minor is another easy one. Well, all I'm doing is make my A minor chord, and I'm just using a pinky here, and I'm just hitting notes from the A minor pentatonic scale, which we already learned because that's the C major scale, right? The C major pentatonic, it's the same shape. We hear right? Bon Jovi made that famous, So that got used a lot. Well, where's that coming from? It's coming from that pentatonic scale, that pentatonic shape. So use this, because once you start seeing it here, especially with these shapes, you're going to start to see it across the whole fretboard. Okay, and I know that it's not soloing per se, but it's adding flavor and adding depth to your guitar playing. And just being aware of what notes are around here that you can play, it's gonna really increase your playing ability. I know this is a long video, but the next handout that I gave you is a diagram of exactly how your C major chord and the A minor chord are sitting and coming from the same pentatonic shape, okay? And I did that for your G and E minor also. So you can see how they're nestled within that shape, okay? And then you can compare the two when you see the G and the C. Same shape, okay? Root, third, fifth, root, third, fifth. Even the F is root, third, fifth, fifth. Those are the scale degrees, okay? So keep practicing, keep studying this. You know, this is going to be a pretty deep rabbit hole that we keep diving down. And as you can see, each lesson builds upon the previous lesson. So keep at it. Text me if you got any questions.